Alright, so hello and welcome back. I'd like to actually talk about today the negatives of using the computer or an electronic device for a very long time. So I always tell myself to stop using these devices throughout the day. There's a lot of times where you have to connect with people, there are very important meetings and things like that, but sometimes we find ourselves just always um, like paying attention to those like random videos that keep showing up and popping up in our feed. So I think that it is very important to reduce your time on the screen. Now, why do I say that? This is very important because I think there was a saying by Buddha, I think, I'm not sure who, either Buddha or Nelson Mandela, and it says, if you're not where you are, you're missing half of your life. And that makes a lot of sense because sometimes it's not just your phone, sometimes it's also your brain. And I've been trying to find ways where I'm actually in the present moment. This present moment is the best moment ever, just because it's the present. Everything in the future is, you might not be in the future that you're worried about, and the past is already gone, there's nothing you can do about it. So those are the two perspectives that I think are very important to realize, and also it's very important to think just outside the box, not always be thinking that or about yourself, getting yourself outside of your head. Sometimes when you walk around, you miss a lot of cues, you miss a lot of things just because you're so in your head that you're not thinking anymore, you're not able to think. And being intelligent, part of being intelligent, I think, is being able to think and be able to see, and not always be in your head, because if you're always in your head, you're going to be missing a lot of cues, a lot of things that are actually also important. Yeah, something else that I wanted to say is that walk around, listen to music. It's very important that it's a time of meditation. So, and honestly, these videos that I make, I know I don't explain anything in the video. It's because they're kind of like diaries for me. And I'm very happy that a lot of people are watching them, they're enjoying them. I'm hearing a lot of things about people liking them. And they're just, they're just, my daily life, I never tend to explain. Like, for example, last time I was talking about a proficiency, something that came up. It is something that we can take twice with no penalty, and some of the students pass all of it the first time. Most of the students don't, and they get some portion to repeat. So this was the first time I was in the second group where I actually have to repeat a portion, which is just asking. I'm not going to say because I always get in depth about what I do for a living, or what I do about what I do for work. But I feel like this is something that I might not be covering so much. Um, but yeah, I was talking about how stressed I was and all those things, and stress is just something that you have to coexist with for some people. For some people, you have to coexist with. Others, it's just that, different lifestyles entail different amounts of stress. So, about that, make sure that your day, when you wake up in the morning, that you don't think about this. I was talking to one of my friends about this, and she was like, the first thing in the morning that I think about is how I failed this part of the proficiency. And I was telling her, like, let's just focus on the positive. At least we failed the parts that are the easiest, and we can redo it without no penalty. It isn't like a final exam, it isn't like an exam, but it is a way for us to go, and we're gonna have something extra more than the students that have actually passed. But it is what it is. There's a lot of us. So, anyways, think about the positive. The positives is that me and her just didn't do well on the easier portions, but the harder portions we passed flying colors, and I'm very happy about that. Yeah, I talked about it a lot, but never really explained what it is. But hopefully it's all for the best, and I'm very excited and very happy, that I'm going to be traveling back home in the next few days, and even though this is a diary, I love to read comments. So if you want to leave any comments below, a lot of people, it's very interesting. And me and my sister always like to read comments. I mean, this channel is for me and my sister, and I normally post more because I feel like every moment of your life is just, it leaves and never comes back. So it's very important to keep a little, a little note that this time of day, this is what happened, this and this. And I wish, and I feel through those videos, it's just very therapeutic for me. I feel like a lot of topics that I cover. A lot of people find common something common with it. That's why I find a lot of people connecting. Something else that I wanted to talk about is called PFAT, preservative-free artificial tears. These are very good. Don't use the ones with the preservatives because those are not good for the tears. They're not good for the eyes. They dry out the eyes. You might also have something called SPK, which is just like a reaction of the eye, and you don't want it. So yes, use your preservative-free. So I never use my preservative-free, and now I'm using it, and I feel much better. And I'll